It's been a horrible few years, hasn't it? And we've suffered lots of things that should never have been implemented, like lockdowns, like forcing you into a drug that was poorly tested, like lying to you about it, telling you you protected other people if you took it, and telling you how it will protect you, when in reality, no matter how many times you whack it in your arm, you're still going to get sick. And many people are permanently sick now, permanently tired, permanently ill. Oh no, they're going to blame that on the disease. It's not the disease, it's the treatment. And we've been had. And if you think they won't do this again to us, you'd be wrong, because they're already setting things in place to do it again. And the only reason you have to look at this, I'm no expert on lockdowns and rollout. That's not my, I was an expert on Brexit. That's what I got stuck into. And I made good contacts with the economist Catherine McBride and Ben Habib and MPs that were in the ERG and Boris himself at that time. Boris turned out to be a letdown. And it was the betrayal of Brexit and the delay and the way they dragged Brexit out and the way it wasn't even Brexit, it was Brino, that when once lockdown came, I just didn't trust them. I didn't go out breaking the law. It was easy for me because I have a big garden and I've got my dogs and I live like this anyway. I don't go out a lot. So it wasn't like I wasn't going to the theatre, I wasn't going to football match. I didn't do it anyway. So it didn't affect me. But I was getting messages from people who it really affected. How the hell do you educate 3 kids if you've only got 1 laptop? How do you do that from home? How do you give your child a balanced view of life if you're in a scruffy little house with no garden? You've only got a coal shed and a bloody backyard. How barbaric was that? And COVID wardens lapping up the fact that suddenly they're in a string vest on the bloody sofa one day, and the next day they're employed with great powers. They can stop a bloke in a Jaguar driving across the county line and get off on it and post it on their Facebook page because I saw it. So we have had so much done to us that was out of order. Furlough encouraging people to be lazy arses and people ripping the furlough scheme off. One guy, he had a business doing all sorts, plumbing, heating, built. He set up 4 businesses and claimed 4 lots of 10 grand back instead of just the one that he was entitled to because he split it all up. People ripped it off. Stupid idea. And it was an on-the-shelf idea. Rishi didn't think of it. It was there waiting, drumming the fingers, waiting to implement it. And then when you look into who's behind it all, it's all the same perpetrators. The Tony Blair Institute, proud to announce it was embedded in governments across the world to advise on restrictions, so it said on their Twitter account. Embedded means part of the government. It means the civil service. It means they're already in there, giving advice to ministers and leaders. And if you think it's over, you'd be wrong. Because if it was over, there'd be no need for the WHO pandemic treaty, would there? There'd be no need to sign it. Many countries have opted out and some states in America won't agree to it. But oh no, our lot, they're agreeing to it. And it hands over the powers. Everything that's happened to you this last few years, where they can lock you down, tell you not to have a wedding, tell you can't get married because you live in a different county, don't let you take your incontinent dog out more than once. All those things that happened to us, it's been handed over on a plate to a set of bureaucrats in another country that don't even understand the difference between Accrington and Cornwall. Why should they have that power? So if they're not going to do it again, why do we need a WHO pandemic treaty? It should never be signed on behalf of this country. And you need to know that, because the only reason it's being brought out is because they're going to try some version of this crap again.